So, what is the great iron law of the universe? That's the title of this episode, The Great Iron Law. Well, first of all, let's have a general understanding of laws, right? Laws are principles, and principles are immutable. Principles are the things that stand the test of time. Principles are lasting, right? They're different from rules, rules that are man made. Principles are the things on which the existence of everything is built upon. No matter what it is, there's always a principle that backs up anything, whether it's a relationship, a business, a job, a friendship, generating wealth, becoming success, anything in life and everything in life has a principle that underlies it, right? So the thing about it is, when you discover the principle of a thing, you're able to understand how the thing works. And it's unfortunate that most of us tend to rush into things without taking time to understand this concept of the underlying principle. But of course, that's why we're here. We're here to learn. And if there's anything that you can take away from this series, it is that there's a principle that backs up everything in life. Everything in life. Everything in life. There's always a principle behind it, right? Now, I said that we're going to be talking about the great iron law or the great iron principle. Iron, because this is the one of the strongest principles that you will ever come across. And what is it? It is simply this: whatever you sow, you reap. I'm sure you've heard this in various forms. You've heard it probably said that the law of karma. Yeah, have you heard about that? The law of karma. That's really just another way of describing this principle or this law. Karma is built on the fact that what goes around comes around. Whatever you do has a habit of coming around to meet you, whether it's good or it's bad. And that's really what the great iron law is all about, right? The law of sowing and reaping. Whatever you sow, you reap. This extends to everything in life. Whatever you do, you're going to get back in some form or the other. Um, and that's pro and con, right? Good or bad. When you do good, you will get good, right? It's going to happen. It might not happen in the exact same way that you dispensed the good, but you will get it back in some form or the other. It might be to you, it might be to your children, it might be to someone close to you, but sooner or later, it's going to come right back around. The same thing occurs on the opposite side, right? On the converse side, if you do something bad, if you do something evil, sooner or later it's gonna catch up with you, right? So how do we apply this? By understanding that this principle is in effect. Whether you want to acknowledge this or not, you have to understand that this principle is in effect in our lives. So if we want the best out of life, we have to be careful about the seeds that we sow, right? Sowing means that whatever you do goes out as a seed form. I said that you're going to get that thing back. Now, when you plant a seed, when it grows and germinates, you don't get a seed. You get a tree, right? Or you get fruits. So the same thing occurs. Whatever action that you embark on, there's going to be a reaction to that thing. And the reaction, what you get back, may not be in the seed form. It may be in the multiplication form, right? In the tree form. So you have to be careful about the things that you do and the things that you say to yourself, to people, to the world, because eventually it's going to come right back at you. So if you want good things to happen to you, if you want assistance, if you want resources, if you want capital, if you want help, if you want aid, if you want to be remembered, in a good way, if you want your children to have a good life, if you want to have a better future, you have to be careful about the things that you're sowing now, because sooner or later, it's going to come right back at you. The great iron law of the universe doesn't change. It is permanent. For as long as you're on this earth, sowing and reaping is cyclical. It's going to come right back at you. So be careful about the seeds that you sow. Be careful about the way that you address people. Be careful about the way you talk to people. Be careful about the things that you do to people. Because whatever you sow, you will reap.